Hey, tell me something I don't know.
This is not a snake, this is not a snake, and this is definitely not a snake. This, however, is not a worm or a caterpillar. This is a snake.
Wait, what?
Okay, first things first, I gotta talk about two things that are very similar but very, very different. The first thing is mimicry. Mimicry is when an animal disguises itself to make it look like another animal. Normally as a means of camouflage. They would often do this to protect themselves from predators or prey. In some cases, look like other things to get easy prey. We'll get into that later. The other thing is convergent evolution. Convergent evolution is when an animal that is a completely separate animal from another animal evolves in the same way to look and survive similar to that animal, but has no relation to that animal at all. They have evolved in a similar direction. It is due to things that are outside that has caused them to evolve in a similar way. It is adaptation through evolution. Our first example for mimicry is the Sphinx moth caterpillar. It disguises itself as a snake by filling its bottom rear, the end of it, with a special type of fluid. That fluid inflates its rear, causing it to come into the shape of a snake. It then wiggles it around and then tries to scare a predator in order to survive until it grows into adulthood. Our second example, and another good example of mimicry, is the Atractus atlantis butterfly. Its wings resemble that of a snake. Even though it doesn't look like a snake to us, most predators and most animals tend not to have great eyes, and it's mostly there to scare away predators. You're thinking, why doesn't it just fly away? It's a butterfly. Well, they're actually gigantic, and with a big body like that, it's hard to fly away fast enough in time. Another great example, and our third example, is the owl butterfly chrysalis. Its overall resemblance looks like a snake. It looks startlingly like a snake, and it again serves the same purpose. Snakes predators, snakes scary. It scares away predators. Does this always work? No, but it's effective and it survives longer because of mimicry. Now, this final example and the next example is the Gadoon viper. The Gadoon viper is different from every single animal we've just talked about. The Gadoon viper resembles that of a caterpillar or a worm. Now, you may be wondering, why does it do that? Well, it's for the opposite purpose. Instead of blending in or hiding from predators, it's to attract predators. Imagine if you were a bird and you, from a distance, see this very, very big caterpillar on the ground. You're going to assume that's a free meal. It's wide open. That's what the Gadoon viper wants you to think, because the Gadoon viper will then use that to attract birds and other predators to it before it strikes and kills them. Now you may be wondering, how does it do that? Well, it's one of the shortest snakes on the planet. It's so short, it is possibly the shortest snake you will ever see. Now, because of how short it is, it gives it one of the fastest strikes out of any snake on the animal planet. It is also one of the most deadliest snakes on the planet. It is so venomous, it can kill an animal, a bird, even a human in seconds. It's really bad how deadly this thing is. And that's why it's really, really cool as an animal. It uses mimicry to its advantage. Now let's talk more about convergent evolution. Convergent evolution is when an animal looks like another animal. We've mentioned this before. The greatest example of this when it comes to reptiles is the legless lizard. The legless lizard often gets confused for a snake, but it is not a snake. It actually has more relationships with things like skunks and geckos and animals like that. Especially when you look at its head looks very similar to something like a blue-tongued skink. Now, how do you tell the difference between something like a legless lizard and a snake? Again, it's the head. A snake has more of a triangle-shaped head, while a legless lizard, again, has a head that more resembles that of a skink's. And that's the major difference between the two. Now, are they poisonous? No. In fact, a lot of people tend to keep them as pets, and they are a perfect example of why convergent evolution, why the animal kingdom is so cool. Now you know.